Hi, today I'm going to be hooking up a Mosfet for my heated bed on the Anet A8. Some people like to put two Mosfets, one for the heated bed and one for the extruder, but I'm only going to be doing one today. So first step is I'm going to have to disconnect pretty much everything on my little, is it motherboard? I don't know. First thing I'm going to have to do is just take off the board, remove all the wires, and then I'm going to put some crimps on it so that I can hook up this Mosfet here. I bought some 12 gauge wire. I chose orange and black, and I'm going to change the wiring that takes the power from the power supply to the board itself, along with making a bypass for the Mosfet. Now the next thing to do is pretty much take out every single wire. Hey, can you check that tub right there if there's a precision screwdriver? Oh, thank you. Alright, so now we have the board, and I'm checking the soldering on it. It actually looks a little weak at those connections. I'm going to add some more solder, because that's the part that takes the most current, and I don't want to burn that out. Seem a lot more solid. So now we got this fun mess of wires. Let me try to tangle this. So, what we have here is this is the input, right? And then we have the outputs, negative and positive, DC. So the input is AC, the output is DC. We got three possible outputs, one input. So what we're going to do is we're going to use two of those terminals on each side, two for the positive, two for the negative. We're going to switch out, stop using that bad wire. We're using this nice, tough wire. So we're going to be using black as our negative and red as our positive. So black for negative. Nice. Alright, so those are two new positives and our two new negatives, one of which will go to the board, the secondary will go to the Mosfet. That wire is nice and solid. Flip it. We're going to put the board back on so we can figure out how long the wires need to be. Looks like I'm just going to need to cut it to be about this long. Give it a little more room. I'll put it here. That's not going anywhere. Good. Alright, that's nice and solid. And then orange one, which is positive. Alright, so those are now set up. I'm gonna put a bend in that. And that's good. That's the power. Next up, we got these two coming out. Now we're do is figure out where exactly we want to put this. Probably work best underneath here somewhere. So here we have the diagram of the wiring. I'll put the link in the description. As you can see, the red wires are positive, the black wires are negative, and the blue wires are ones of which the polarity doesn't matter. As you remember, we have two sets of outputs coming out of the power supply, one connecting to the motherboard and the other to the Mosfet itself. Instead of the heated bed connecting directly to the motherboard, it will now be rerouted through the Mosfet, which will communicate to the board through these terminals. Some people like to have two MOSFETs, one for the heated bed and one for the extruder, as you recall. I will be putting the diagram for a dual MOSFET setup in the description. I, however, will be sticking with a normal extruder connector, so it will connect here as usual, and all the other wirings will connect in the same place. Everything should be working fine. We reroute this through here. I could always reorganize the wires later. Alright, buttons are working. No fire yet. Well, look at that. Let's preheat the PLA. See if that temperature is rising correctly. It's rising, it's going 32. No smoke pouring out of electronics, that's always a good sign, very important. I really need to make a mount for this MOSFET. Did it, works, I'm happy. Alright, scrap the whole printing out a MOSFET holder. I just found out the simplest and easiest way to mount a MOSFET. Check this out. MOSFET, board, done. Boom, right there. MOSFET, board, boom, mounted. Pro mount right there. That is professional. Look at that. All it takes is a slight nudge for it to fall off and start a fire. Amazing. That is some quality. What are you doing? You don't have to. It's quality. That is a quality MOSFET.
But what if it falls off?
Shush.